Fossil fuels are a part of all our daily lives. We depend on them to heat our homes, run our vehicles, provide power for industry and manufacturing, and supply us with electricity. Using fossil fuels is convenient because it is cheaper and more efficient as fuel sources than alternatives like nuclear power, solar power, wind power, and much more. Fossil fuels are hydrocarbon-containing materials formed underground from the remains of dead plants and animals, hence the name, fossil fuels. The only problem with using fossil fuels is sustainability. To put it bluntly, it's trashing our planet. During combustion, the carbon stored inside the fossil fuels are combined with oxygen in the air to form carbon dioxide and water vapors. This heavily disrupts the carbon cycle negatively. Excess carbon in the atmosphere leads to hotter climates. The more carbon there is in the ocean, the more acidic it becomes, putting marine life in danger. Not only do fossil fuels disrupt the carbon cycle, but they also cause land degradation to occur. Unearthing, processing, and moving underground oils, gases, and coal deposits damage our landscapes immensely. The fossil fuel industry rents out vast stretches of land for infrastructure such as access roads, pipelines, wells, facilities for processing, waste storage, and waste disposals. Water pollution is yet another consequence of fossil fuels. Coal mining operations wash acidic runoff into streams, rivers, and lakes. They also dump loads of unwanted rocks and soils into streams of water. Oil spills and leaks during transportation or extraction can pollute drinking waters and put entire freshwater or ocean ecosystems into ruin. Global carbon emissions have only gone up in the past few years. Since 1970, carbon emissions have gone up 90%, with emissions from fossil fuel combustions and industrial process contributing 78% of the total greenhouse gas emission increase. My solution to this issue is cleaner energy. Many options exist to transition away from fossil fuels. There is solar, hydropower, geothermal, biomass, and wind energy that are all reliable and renewable sources of energy. There's also nuclear energy that is carbon-free, but it is expensive and leaves behind long-lasting radioactive waste that is dangerous to transport. Improving energy efficiency of vehicles, buildings, industrial processes, appliances, and equipment is the quickest and most cost-effective solution available right now. I also believe that increasing demand for public transportation and biking, rather than the use of private vehicles, would also reduce carbon emissions significantly. My solution helps return balance to the carbon cycle by being more efficient with energy, meaning less is needed and more is generated cleanly. I would achieve this energy efficiency by incorporating fuel-saving options to vehicles, installing things like solar panels to houses, and just little things like that into everyday objects. Also, by adding incentive to using public transit and biking rather than private vehicles. This issue matters to me because the use of fossil fuels causes a significant amount of the total carbon dioxide emissions in the world. It is poisoning our planet, and we have suffered huge casualties as a result. These casualties consist of land degradation, water pollution/impact on the water cycle, and a disturbance of the carbon cycle. Many of the negative impacts are partially irreversible or close to being it. That is why we need to stop them from worsening before it's too late. We only have one planet, and we cannot save it alone. Stopping global warming and other issues is a group effort, and we must work together to fix these problems. I see this issue from an ecological lens due to fossil fuels impacting the environment in such a negative way. By applying my solution, cleaner and sustainable energy sources such as solar would be used for house heating and lighting. I would also make public transportation even more accessible than it is now. These two parts of my solution would dramatically decrease carbon emissions and therefore help stop the environmental damage that fossil fuels may cause in the future. My target audience for this presentation is globally everyone. As I said before, to correct these issues caused by fossil fuels, we need to work together. That starts by making sure to inform as much people as possible about the current crisis arising. This is a photo of how greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide cause global warming. We already went over this in class, but if you need a refresher, then here. Thank you for listening to my presentation. These are my citations, and yeah, thank you for listening.